Hello friends, welcome to the last video of the Consumer Protection Act under the Law of Torts. So friends, I hope you remember till now what did we discuss. We discussed the introduction of the Act, the need of having the Consumer Protection Act, the Indian Constitution and the Consumer Protection Act, certain important provisions of course, the negligence, the concept of the negligence which would be helpful in determining the liability under the Consumer Protection Act, certain important definitions, certain important case laws, consumer protection councils and redressal agencies. These, the whole journey of the Consumer Protection Act learning would be incomplete if we do not include the highlights of the Consumer Protection Act 2019 and certain general questions and the reference material of course. So let's get started with the highlights of the Consumer Protection Act 2019. As you can see it on the screen, the amendments of any of the legislations becomes very important with the changing time. The time has changed when the law was made in the 1980s, then in the 2000s and then in the 2019. So with regard to the time changing and the need of the society, the amendment became very important and so the Consumer Protection Act also got certain changes in the act in the year 2019. The 2019 Consumer Protection Act brings about the fundamental changes to the existing 1986 legislation, but it also envisages a central consumer protection authority and invests too much power and control in the authority without proposing adequate administrative safeguards. The digital age has come. So friends, with the digital age, certain norms needs to be changed in the law. Now, this age has ushered in a new era of the commerce and the digital branding, as well as a new set of the customer expectations. Now, digitalization has provided easy access, a large variety of the choices, convenient payment options, different mechanisms, improved services, and different shopping methods as per our convenience. Now, when we are changing all these methods, of course, the issues would be there arising, but in a completely different new form. So, however, along with this growth path, it also brought the changes in the consumer protection. And thus, these challenges made the importance or rather made it compulsory for us, for the legislature, for the lawmakers to bring the changes in the existing Consumer Protection Act. The Act of 2019 has different sets. Now, it includes e-commerce transactions, it enhances of the pecuniary jurisdictions, it provides the clauses for the e-filing of the complaints, it gives the establishment of the Central Consumer Protection Authority as well, and it improves the product liability and penal consequences also. Now friends, what would happen if we would include all this part? As I said that the era has been changed. New online transactions are taking place. So would there not be any frauds or would there not be any violations of the rights of the consumers? No. So to protect the rights of the consumers in that timing also, it became very important in the year 2019 to make these changes. So the whole act covers these main headings or changes so that we can say that the highlights of the 2019 would be or it can be established by this 5 major parts. Other than this, the unfair trade practices, penalties for the misleading advertisement, provisions for the ADRs has also inculcated in the new act. With the new act all set to become the law, gone are the days where the consumers were asked to beware. The consumer is now the one who assumes to be treated like a king. Hence, it is important for the consumer-driven business such as retail, e-commerce, etc. to be mindful of the changes in the legal landscape and have robust policies dealing with the consumer redressal in their place. Consumer-driven businesses must also strive to take extra precautions, extra care against the unfair trade practices or unethical business practices or restrictive trade practices as a method of fact. So friends, while making this video and the PPT, these are certain reference material that I have used. You may see to it. You also may go through these articles which I have referred from the online, which helped me a lot in making the whole PPT. Now friends, all the learning would be incomplete if we do not understand that what kind of questions may be asked from that unit. So these are very general questions from the unit that may be asked. You will be able to answer these questions very easily if you have gone through all the videos. First question is, who is a consumer and who is a complainant? Now friends, when you have to explain or give answer for this question in detail, you must keep in mind certain points. The consumer definition should also include who is not a consumer part, and the complainant definition should include the areas or rather the method of the complaint that should be given. The second question is, explain the consumer dispute redressal agencies in detail. So friends, how would you give answer to this question? It is very lengthy. So what you should do is, you should opt for the chart to understand it better and explain it in a better manner. The third question is, what is the consumer dispute councils? What are the objectives and the compositions? So the compositions has been provided of course into the Act. Section 6 of the Act, which gives the objective, should be highlighted, and the Consumer Protection Council should be distributed in the 3-tier system as we discussed. The next is, how negligence may form an integral part of the consumer protections. Explain. Now friends, how would you answer this question? Negligence is very important, as I stated, to determine the liability part. Liability becomes very important when we are talking about the consumer protections. Thus, the negligence and its 3 important ingredients should be discussed at large and in length when you are answering this question. So friends, these were the highlights of the Consumer Protection Act. I hope you have enjoyed and you understood a little bit of the Consumer Protection Act under the law of torts which has been described. Thank you so much for attending and thank you so much for listening. You may kindly contact me on the given email ID for any further communication or queries. Thank you so much. Keep learning.